interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
That's scary. Well, there's gonna be some limitations, but yeah.
My boards are returning
Good luck.
to green. What a weight that is off my shoulders. I don't normally tolerate outsiders mucking about in my station's guts, but you're all right. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see to it the crew knows who kept us all from boiling alive.
Thanks.
If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention.
28,000
I've
XP.
also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds.
Ooh, premium meds. I believe Edna has comms. I think we just leveled up. Hey, Super Beast DJ. How's it going? Welcome to the sub club. How you doing, Super Beast?
Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand.
Premium meds get you premium high. Yes. The ship is a family business. We kind of already know this because we read those logs, but she doesn't know that.
Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grand chief gang kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from chief engineer to captain.
They must have been amazing
Steering
people.
keyboard. No worries.
They've taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer.
Hey. Excuse me. We were flirting with Parv. You can't step in. Was it a big change, the transition to command? I'm going to say condolences.
Appreciate it. There wasn't much that took me by surprise about the job, but the little things you never expect or think about, they add up over time. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about.
Why, you could cut the tension with a lesbian knife. You know what that means. Where's the self-destruct mechanism? Are you a little young to be training a successor? God, I'm gonna help Parvati. Parv, as we call her.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with a wrench. Nothing special.
Yeah.
Not like a chief engineer.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find
she is thirsty.
This labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out.
Are you a little young to be training a successor? Oh God, grunt work.
Bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when. You've got my attention.
You don't have a lot of faith in the board.
You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
It's a great quote, so. How do you keep the board at a safe distance?
I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change. You've got my attention.
Level 9! Thirsty? Those two have got to happen. Well, it still won't help her with the children thing, but, you know. Let's get this to 40. Persuasion up to 40. That unlocks a new skill, or new passive. So now, when people, humans, when we shoot them, have a 20% chance to cower in fear. And when they do so, the cower duration now is 7 seconds longer, which is kind of crazy. So 10 seconds total. Jeez. We three have got to happen. One more level, I think Parv gets a new point. Speech character, always. Alright. Claim the bounty reward, sure. Let's go do that. Alright. It's not hot here anymore. Well, aside from all this
Hey, you the one who fixed those bridges?
sexual tension.
Nice work.
We
You really
interrupt your
saved our
regularly
buns.
scheduled
When you
Thanks,
aiming to
Edna.
send a message? If so, we best do it now while we still got time.
Why are we running out of time? You headed somewhere?
Me? No. But our relaying capabilities? That's on the final countdown.
Final
We're going offline in
countdown.
3, 2, 1.5. No. Wait, I've lost track of my weeks. Maybe it was 36 or sometime dire soon.
Why are you about to lose comm capabilities?
Our primary relay station's soon to be occluded by a gas giant. Happens every 40 years or thereabouts. The event's forecasted to last for months, during which we'll lose signal to the station.
That'll put the whole system in a right dire situation.
We've got backup auxiliary relays, but the one currently in orbital range went offline some months ago. We can't spare people for routine maintenance.
Of course you can't. Sounds like it's time to get the auxiliary station back online.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I finally got the chief to approve the budget for a diagnostic expedition. But allocating the personnel loss for sending a technical team to the relay station keeps getting denied by Junlei. The chief.
Check out the relay. No need for official sign-off in that case. We'll send it for me if I investigate. It seems irresponsible not to have fixed your backup relay. I could say I'll fix it.
I should say no, but why not? Maybe you can figure out why it's offline. I'll send you with an equipment manual. Hopefully we'll get lucky, or I'll get my approval in time.
Hope you don't mind if I borrow that manual when you're done with it, Captain. I could do with some leisure reading.
Oh, and I'll need you to retrieve a copy of the relay's backup data. I gotta forward any messages from Earth stored in the memory. Better late than never, eh?
A pre-YouTube video called How to Kill a Mockingbird with that song in it. Always remember when you hear it. Wait, what was the video? Was it just titled differently than what the song was, so like it didn't get taken down or something? Or was it actually like To Kill a Mockingbird footage with the final countdown song on over the top? What do you mean?
The relay stations orbit the edge of the Halcyon system, so they tend to receive the majority of any transmissions from Earth. I'm sure the station's got a stack of junk messages just waiting for me to sort through.
Sounds fun. You just let messages from Earth sit in memory on an orbital relay?
It's not like they're in high demand. Most tend to be adverts on new products, meaning only folks in Byzantium can afford them.
And I'm off. Alright. Let's go turn that one side quest in. Hey, Ethel. How can you sell these?
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place.
I don't want to eat any scrat.
Brown batch of spratwurst cooking.
Sprat, I
They're
mean.
terra-fried to lock in the juices. How about a grinder's dozen?
Was a kid doing a book report on Kill a Mockingbird. He hadn't read it. It goes on about like space sharks and things. All badly animated. Some of these messages might be catalogs people paid for. People like rakes. What's spratwurst exactly?
You know what sprats are? Space rats. The laboratories of Spacer's Choice found a use for this limitless frontier resource. Sprat meat is plenty tasty when properly prepared. We grind them up in sausages, then terra-fry them in their own juices.
What does terra-fry mean?
Terra-frying is a Spacer's Choice brand secret. A mix of 13 herbs and spices, plus a dash of modern chemistry.
Early Newgrounds thing? I don't remember that one. I'm surprised. Is spratwurst like Borstwurst? I've seen that a lot.
Absolutely not. Spratwurst and all related terms are registered trademarks of Spacer's Choice. Boar, the other meat, is a registered trademark of C&P. Everyone knows our company and theirs are nothing alike.
Yeah, right? I agree, Shade. Do you like the sprats? Spratwurst your own invention or what?
Legally? No. The terrafrying method was developed and marketed by Spacer's Choice.
Weird space KFC, yeah.
You, me, and this grinder.
With 2 extra spices.
If there's one thing you learn on tramp freighters, it's how to make near anything edible. Might be that
tramp freighters, you say?
And put a few words in the right ears, and could be that Spacer's Choice
tramp.
sticking it to C&P by R&Ding our own special meat.
Why, if it isn't the Bard of Blarney. Hey, Bard. How's it going? Welcome in. Thank you for the raid, Bard. Hi, again, Bard. Were you 7 days to dying, or were you rimworlding, or neither? You found the video? You should post it in the Discord. I'll check it out.
Just as well. Near about time for me to go check on the trap. I mean, to unload another crate of farm fresh sprat.
7 days.
Fresh from the grinder, any hour.
We can sell stuff to her. 12% discount. She doesn't sell very much. Terra-fried spratwurst. Terra-fried spratwurst uses the finest herbs and spices. Try it with double mustard. Funkiest glitch you've ever encountered. What happened? It's in memes. Think stuff. Any raid involving a bard is a worthy raid. Yeah, man. All hosts and like even hosts of 0 people help channels. I used to talk about that quite a bit. It's still true. And they sell dehydrated water. You might be asking yourself, but Adam, how can a host of 0 help a channel? Well, thank you for asking me. Basically, the more places your stream shows up in Twitch, the better. I mean, you just have more odds of people landing on it. It might be small odds, but if someone goes to look at Bard's stream for, you know, at any time when he's offline, if I'm being hosted, he'll see, that person will see our stream. So, even if the channel, I mean, someone could always stumble across a channel, I guess is a point. You never know. So the more places out there where they can stumble on your channel, the better. What was the glitch? I've already read that one. Read that one. Read that. Read that. Read that. We're gonna read the flavor text for things we haven't read in the past, but aha! Breadworm blood. That's how you found this place? That's crazy. Whose channel was it, Phelan? The blood is thick and viscous, and you have absolutely no use for it whatsoever. Which is you, and there's Phoenix. Yeah, but you never know, Gruntwork, because someone could see your name, right? So you could be, I don't know, like during the horror thing, right? If you were hosting me, someone could have seen your name typing in Warren's chat and liked what you said, and they click on your name, and suddenly they see your channel, and they see that you stream, they see who you're hosting. I mean, you just never know. Warren, that's what I kind of figured. Or that's what I thought I remembered. Tossball card, Glenn Lettier. Starting forward, the Astros 5 winning season. I think we read that one. Yeah, got all this. Heard blood. I have lost interest. Alright. Oh, put that down. What is this place? Sublight Salvage and Shipping.
Oh, neat! They got stuff in here I ain't seen in ages.
From Hagen to Sublight Company. All. Ooh, don't reply all. Don't run. We lost another contractor to a UDL gunship. This is your daily reminder that legitimate business don't run from the authorities. And that is what we are. Stay calm. Present your papers. If you get tangled up in the courts, I will personally bail you out. Anyone see Hawthorne lately? I use some reliable help. Ooh, that's the first mention of Hawthorne. We've seen this kind of stuff. Find where it's from or anything on Google. Unlike most of you sprats, Catherine is bringing Sublight a consistent income. From today until I say so, you're to treat her as an extension of my desk. Speaking of which, Tobias, order an extension for my desk. Fall book shipments, Purpleberry liquor, lots. Spectrum vodka, even more than that. Generic erotica, the locals aren't picky. Exotic erotica, except for the ones who are. Space cake surprise. I don't know what this is. It was on last month's order list, so either track some down or do your best in the kitchen. Black Hole Holcomb signed Tossball poster. P.S. Tobias, where are we with the desk extension? 2000, 2002? Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Flash video days, yeah. Newgrounds and stuff. So we can salvage, again, to all the company. My scanner says that Mardet impounded a freelancer ship after the captain misbehaved. The crew dropped so many bits at Vera's place that they can't afford to lift the impound. Whoever gets me salvage rights gets it quietly in my office and watch a professional work. One of ours had an altercation with one of theirs, lost another contractor, scrapped the ship, dedicated a tenth of the salvage to funeral expenses. I take care of my people. A little sprat told me that a crate of spoiled cysty pork ended up at the bottom of a Monarch Canyon. Let's see how much we can sell. Speaking of which, no one eat at Auntie Cleo's stall until I say so. Something in the kitchen's gone bad. The next time one of us finds an abandoned ship and decommissions it, they had better dispatch a ground team so the debris field before the marauders have their turn. Just because we're salvagers doesn't mean we have to be scavengers. Being put to rest, yeah. Remember Newgrounds had some interesting content? That's one word for it. God, Newgrounds is... it had some stuff on it. Lots weird stuff.
CNP Boss Pocket can be microwaved in 2.5.
Can we do this one? No. Recent users, M. Callahan, B. Everson, T. Oyama. Access user Callahan. Selling recent messages. To who? SC manager. You made your spacer's choice when you signed the employment contracts. I keep telling you the hat doesn't fit right. There's something wrong with it. How many people have worn this thing before me? Is this my life now? Because if it is, I'll take it. I'll be your moon man, but there won't be anything left of me to care. From Mama C to Callahan. Are you okay, honey? From Mom. Hope you're doing well, Mom. Thought I'd check in. Engineers visit the shop a bunch. I remember when I used to turn a wrench back home on Terra 2. Lilia Hagen over in Sublight told me that I could always pursue a career in salvage if this thing doesn't work out. Please give Dad and the others a hug from me. Mom, it's really great that we can stay in touch like this. The little reminders of home are more important than ever. Enjoy the quality Spacer's Choice goods I sent. You can get ones just like them at home, but I figured you might appreciate me getting the company discount and all. Martin. Public notices. Feel that? That's right. We fixed the radiators. Groundbreaker is venting heat as intended. Credit where credit is due. We couldn't have done it without an outsider who took on great personal risk and expense for our sakes. If you see a new face wandering the promenade looking lost, chances are they deserve a hug for helping us through the crisis. Groundbreaker thanks you. You could have put my name in there. Seeking ethically flexible spacer with Stellar Bay landing clearance. Payment in exchange for return of legal salvage. Details given upon acceptance of contract. Active warrants, prior convictions, no questions asked. Our background checks filter out criminal red flags. Plausible deniability is the sublight way. See Lilia Hagen for details. Warehouse next to the Spratwurst joint, 2nd floor. Do not delete. Self by name. Yes, I have. I stopped being Captain Hawthorne once we made it off that planet. I found 10. All no longer exist. Really? The Halcyon Holdings corporate office and its environs are for conducting official board business only. Anyone found misusing board property will be fined accordingly. Board property includes, but is not limited to, Halcyon's holding office here on Groundbreaker, the space directly in front of my desk, the space directly behind my desk, my doorway, my berth, and most importantly, my stairs. Thank you for cooperation. Udon Bedford certifies liaison. P.S. Please note that the next spacer caught drinking on the stairs outside the embassy may find themselves on the rude side of an airlock. PPPS. This is the third time I've had to post this message, and I'm sick and tired of it. I will not hesitate to open a board-sanctioned investigation into your behavior, and when you are caught, to punish you accordingly. Phoenix Millstone. Felix. Phoenix is a troublemaker. I say Felix. I think I might have accidentally said Phoenix. But yeah, once we got here, I started telling them my name was Adam instead of Hawthorne, or staying anonymous. What is this room? Oh, right, alright. This is, yeah, alright. Grant Stills. Should call it out with the board guy. No, this time I'm not hunting it. Gotcha. I haven't been to him yet. Doing side quests.
Rizzo Spectrum Bata.
Alright, I shouldn't go through that way. So that'd be kind of weird to go in there to turn it in, I suppose. Wait. Where's the window I can talk through? Oh, do I have to go through the restricted area to talk to you? No, I can just do it here. There's the window, my bad.
The hunt. I've been ruminating on it, and I decided, if you ain't killed McRed yet, I want you to hurt him a little before you do. Nothing excessive, mind you, but the scoundrel deserves a light beat.
No, I told him I was Adam. Good news, kill Captain McRed. Roughed it up before I did him in. Sorry to disappoint, I only kill humanely. Here's McRed's lighter. Not the bounty for now. I'm gonna do number 2.
A shame. But I won't hold it against you. The lighter's enough to file for the insurance payment. Long as his fees are cleared, call it justice served. Here's the bounty payout. Nice work down there. With any luck, we can hire more sharp-eyed bounty hunters like you in the future.
Do you have any others available?
With that bastard McRed dead, there ain't much else in the offing. Not that I'm complaining, mind you.
All right. Another quest done. But yeah, when we had the option earlier, we had like 3 choices. We could tell them that we were Adam, that we were Hawthorne, or, you know, not tell them any of those. And I was like, I'll be Adam now. Sounds a good idea. Okay. Since we had all those failed ones down there, the botched ones, I've started doing all the side quests before. Assumption of the Sky. Hagen, side quest, the Silent Voices. Travel to relay GB23. Nope. Find Captain Irion on Scylla. Go find him and make sure he's okay. That's somewhere else, right? Yeah, we have to go to our ship for that. Okay, don't want to do that one. Any quests? Convince Udon Bedford to clear Jesse's debts. There we go. Wait, what is this? Return to the Unreliable and ask Parv about Junlei. Check in with Parv back on the ship. See how things are progressing between the two of them. Return to... We can't do that one. Salvager in the Sky. Alright, I guess we'll go do the Jesse debt one. We have a main quest to talk to this person too, so...
You want a punch? We got your punch right here.
You want a punch? We got your punch right here. I like the Libyan one. Slap your whole family.
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following...
This does not look comfortable.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming.
He must be a Weasley.
Captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Scruffy. Knew it. Scruffy nerve herder. Angry at this game for how good the slogans are. Forget Alex. Why'd you pound my ship? Gonna wring your scrawny neck, you It's important. I'm gonna tell him he's dead.
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
Sorry for your loss. Forget Alex. No, I'm gonna say sorry for your loss.
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
What was your relationship with him, with Alex?
He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he?
Friend, huh? Yep, he sure did. I really wouldn't know. I can lie to him? Ada, play my favorite song. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Perfect, thank you. I'm gonna lie to him. Make him feel better. Might as well. If you're not gonna lie to make people feel better, I mean, what are you doing with your life?
Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die?
Well, this might be awkward. He was eaten alive by feral canids. He died in an escape pod accident. Trust me, you don't want to know. Forget Alex. He died in an escape pod accident.
Oh, awful business that. But why? How? No.
Yeah, don't ask. Don't ask. I definitely didn't land on him and kill him. Very sorry. Can we get back to the topic at hand?
Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony.
Did he?
Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all?
Why is the board so interested in Wells anyway? Yeah, let's ask him that first.
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm.
Why do you think I know anything about him? Being honest. It's very true.
Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table.
Alex never mentioned Phineas Wells. It's absolutely true. Alex never mentioned anything. We only saw his feet sticking out. Just like the Wicked Witch from under the pod there.
That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
Support the mad scientist. Well, if it wasn't for him, we'd still be frozen right now. What's this about the board having your head?
It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. Well, it's my white whale, I suppose.
It's good to see they're still using that phrase in the future. It's white whale. Honor among thieves, I guess. That's right. I can't tell you where Wells is.
It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work.
I'm here about Jessie Doyle, or Doyle's rule. I want her debt settled.
Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases.
What? They're after her organs? Who was talking about stealing kidneys earlier? You were on point with that one. PO and just starts getting put over and over. I paid off for her. She's worth more alive than dead. Put her under an indenture contract. I mean, I don't even know her. She's kind of... Why would I agree to pay off this random woman? I want to see what's behind that option, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But I mean, making her a slave, basically. Indentured servant slave. That's our persuasion option, too. Alright, persuade it is.
That's not unreasonable.
I guess it's better than losing your organs, but I don't know, Captain. It just doesn't...
Sorry.
Miss Doyle is deeply in debt, and the board has every right to do whatever.
How much is it?
To recoup that debt.
Hang on.
What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate?
Wait. Sign in sick bay to avoid assassins. I'm sure she'll prefer work. Wait, I see it. She doesn't have much choice. None, I suppose. But if she doesn't show up for work, kill her like you planned. Wait, I see it. She doesn't have much choice. Yeah.
I quite concur. It's refreshing to deal with someone practical for a change. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work?
Stargeese, a year. That is a mighty long time. Stargeese, thank you for the resub. A year is a very long time to be anywhere. Thank you, Stargeese. 11 sandwiches of Stargeese. How you doing, Star? Thank you again. 1 decade.
Be my guest.
Thank you, Star. What do you do here exactly, Udom Bedford?
I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands.
That doesn't answer my question.
I send a lot of messages. Sometimes I read them. Every once in a while, I'll impound a ship if I want to feel alive.
Has it gotten less stiflingly hot in here lately? I heard the production value is far ahead of its time. I'll have to check it out after the stream.
The radiator issue. Oh, goodness, it was dreadful. I was sweating constantly.
You're welcome.
Chief Tennyson certainly did take her time resolving it.
I fixed it, actually.
I owe you a debt, then. I was going through 3-4 shirts a day. Still, that Tennyson woman. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that.
Maybe I should have...
She did everything she could. It was your people's fault, not June Lay's.
Calm down, Parv.
My, aren't you... excitable.
Pipe down, Parv. The big kids are talking. Oh my god. I'm not gonna say that one. And my only other option is don't talk to her that way, so that's what I'm gonna choose.
Oh, sweetie. I don't owe a grease-stained wrench jockey like her the time of day, let alone my deference.
Take it back now.
I'm sorry, my temper got away from me. Please accept my sincerest apologies to you and your friend.
Well, that sure sounded like it came right from the heart. Time to punch this guy.
Oh, I'm not used to folks saying sorry. It's not all right exactly, but I appreciate the apology, I guess.
Well, now that that's dealt with, was there anything else you wanted to discuss?
Can you get me to Stellar Bay? Just so innocent, I know.
Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit?
She's been forced to work at the cannery basically her whole life, for what we know. Sorta. To go to that toxic. Why are there armed guards in here? What are those locked doors in the back? So no. Simon Wins ever apologized? Yeah.
No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no.
No would have done it. So you didn't have to crack open a thesaurus. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
Best to be clear, I believe.
Why are there armed guards back there?
Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course.
To watch your back, you mean? Oh, it's one of the first times we can use our intelligence stat for a conversation thing.
Precisely. Groundbreaker makes much.
Make an exception to kill this guy. It's tempting, man.
Any board presence, no matter how benign.
Kind of regretting the option I chose for the girl in medbay. Call keeping offices on their promenade benign.
When the alternative is board guards at their gates, Yes, I do. They don't see it that way, of course, but I can't say I much care.
Comments you forgot. So he was really talking about how big those guns were. What are the locked doors back there, Ron Weasley?
A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use.
Does the chairman visit here often?
Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use. Ask away. For law's sake, put that away!
That might be the most shocking part of this game. What? The NPCs react if you just point a weapon at them. That never happens. Board, it's an independent trade center. It's true. Require his passcode to unlock. Requires his passcode or passcard. We can actually pick this lock, but they're gonna come after us. Do you everyone a favor? It's tempting. I actually can't believe he reacted to that. That is so unusual. These games. Usually that's Wait, how did I know to do that? I've been using this the whole time. You can just use tab. Interesting. Alright. Talk to Ellie. Ellie's been pleased to know you've addressed Jesse's debts to the board. Her debts with Jesse. That your contract dies with him. Good UI design. Yeah, I like that. I like that. The game has been really awesome.
Good to see you, Ellie. At least you finally got your chance to square our debt. That ought to make you smile for once, huh?
Nothing makes me happier than being even. Except being right. That's nice, too. The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right?
Sure do.
Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better-than-average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off.
Ooh. Are you saying you'll work for me just because I helped Jesse?
If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version.
Exactly did Jesse do for you anyway? Really don't like owing people to you. I'll talk to her again, but welcome aboard.
You won't be sorry. Or if you are, just add it to my debt and we'll figure something out.
Welcome to the crew, Miss Ellie.
And my cult of women. It just always happens this way. It's not my fault. Have her saw. I got a bone for you to saw. No, I'm not gonna.
Something on your mind?
Do that. You often overlook that. Yeah, teams of people work to make things intuitive and natural. Yeah. If we're gonna work together, I need to know more about you.
I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination. Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail and I've got a meaner right hook.
What's a zero-G cocktail?
It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand. Usually zero-G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky, purple berry shake if you're not.
Inventive. I like it.
I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do.
Supposed to be safe grunt work. Obviously the quote ad command is Phoenix said that was her command. You guys can't use that. Thank you, grunt work. Seriously though. Do you have much experience contracting out with other captains? You like this one? Yeah, I like her too. I like all the characters so far. I mean, you know.
Some of it was even legal.
There's characters I don't like, but not in the way that they're bland and, you know what I mean. Like, it's hard to get someone to dislike a character, you know. So I think a lot of the most well-written characters are characters you can hate. So like, you know, Joffrey, etc. Love or love to hate, good design. Yeah, exactly. Some of it was even illegal. You weren't joking about being a pirate. Instead of shooting a guy. Like all the characters. You know what I mean.
What gave it away? It's the hair, right? Or maybe the ammo belt? I had it custom made.
Your casual outlook on legality. To me, that's a compliment. Yeah, the casual outlook on legality.
Gotta figure out how to work that into my aesthetic. Maybe a pair of earrings? I've done all types of work with all kinds of crews. If there's one thing
right, that's my point.
About me,
Shade.
It's that I won't tell you your business. Your ship, your way.
If you can hate a character because of the character's flaws and how they act, and not because of them just being, you know, hating the character for the character itself rather than hating it. So a good example is like, I don't know, any of the characters in Greedfall maybe. Like, I didn't care anything about the main character in Greedfall. Like, none. He was just... I hated him in that way, but I didn't hate him because he was written in a realistic way to dislike him, so to say. Things above board will be a problem. As long as you know, I've never been much of a rule follower. Sounds reasonable to me.
Glad to hear it. It's worked for me this long.
Yours flat's not a good sign, yeah. I was hoping to know something more personal about you.
Well, my blood type is AB positive. I'm a Leo, and I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else tries to tell you. That covers it.
Space Hospital? Is that like General Hospital? Where are you from? How'd you get into this line of work?
Oh, come on. That stuff's boring.
You're deflecting.
Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe. I'm all for making a few bits together and having fun doing it, but let's keep a little professional distance.
Shade, I thought the game was terrible in almost every single way, aside from graphics. It's being praised, and I have no idea why. Everyone that watched me play through the whole game pretty much said the same thing. The playthroughs on YouTube, it just wasn't good. It's just like every part of it was pretty much not good. I've gone into detail many times, but I'm not going to this time yet. But you can see my thoughts about it on the playthrough if you want to watch some of that ever. And I'm sure I'll talk about it again, but let's get back to business. Wait. Yeah, it really feels like I got a different version, or I woke up in a different
no complaints
parallel universe or something. I don't know. All right, let's go. Good night. Oh my god, it was so bad. Anyway, let's look at her stuff. Ellie. All right, Ellie, let's see what you came with here. Oh, you got a pretty fearsome pistol. Talk more about Greedfall. Officer spied. 172? Alright, what you wearing, lady? 11 armor. I don't... Oh, I do have something better. What does that give you? Attack skills +5. So lowers our stealth, right? We get that from there. Block +5. Engineering +15. Perception -1. Two-handed melee. Lying +5. I'm gonna do something terrible. I'm gonna have to turn off their helmets like people have been telling me to do, because I'm gonna put this on her. Welcome to the team, Ellie. Can you wear this? I was saying it was amazing. Some of the funniest content on the stream. I seriously couldn't remember it, or couldn't believe it. Remember, like, honestly, I was blind to the game, so I kept away from reviews and things like that. And then we finished it, and I was like, man, this game must have gotten destroyed. There's no way anyone really liked this game very much. And then I went out there, and everyone was giving it like 9s and 9.5s and stuff. And I was like, what? And then I went and read some reviews, and they're like, it'll go down as one of the greatest RPGs in history. I'm like, what? What? Like, no. No. Increase your medical skill when Ellie is in the party. Minus 30% threat generated. Felt like I played the alpha and everyone else got the full release. Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't the case, though. I don't know. I don't understand it. Like, I went and clicked on the Carnage end of his, you know? And saw him... You remember how terrible the final scene was? I won't spoil it for people. But you remember how boring and terrible the final part of the game was? Like, the choice you make and then how it presents the ending? And we were all... Everyone in the chat was like, wow. And we were like, that's so crappy. Well, I went on that video and I clicked at the end of his and he was like, man, that's so good. It's one of the best endings. And then he went into his like review. He always does when he finishes a game. He's like, my thoughts. That's when he was like praising every aspect of the game. And I was like, I'm just gonna increase her health probably. Go back to more Greedfall ranting. God, Jedi. Anytime Jedi or Orchestra comes into the stream, I'm always talking about how bad Greedfall was. It's true. Alright, Ellie. How do I turn off helmets? Because it's okay to be different. I just don't understand it. Like, there's so much of the game that is objectively bad, or at least objectively not like they're saying. I find it hilarious. So here's an example. One example, okay, Ash? The palace in all 3 main cities. There's only 3 main cities. The palace in all 3 of those cities is the exact same palace. Different cultures, or whatever. Different societies. And it's the copy and paste same building. The exact same building. Absolutely identical, right? In most of the reviews, it says things about how the areas and the towns and stuff were so unique, and every building was crafted on its own to look like a real breathing environment. Half the friggin' game was copy and pasted from the rest of the game. There was only 5 enemies. There was only 5 enemies. There's 5 enemy types. Open world with an astounding 5 monsters. Like, and people were saying, like, it's so varied. I was like, how is it varied? The amount of enemies doesn't even reach double digits. I just don't understand. You made more than 5 enemies, and we'll talk. I think I have. Just by talking about Greedfall, I've made more than 5 enemies. Checkmate. Count me out. Show player helmet. Show companion helmet. I just don't get it, man. I really don't. There we go. Alright, ladies, follow me. Wrong way, ladies. I definitely know what I'm doing. But those are just 2 small examples. The entire friggin' game is like that. And I did find somewhere where someone was like, alright, yeah, those are all true. But you can't rate it the same as you would a AAA game. But they charge $50. If you don't want your game compared to other games that are $50, don't charge $50 for it. Like I said before, if Greedfall would have been like $20, I'd have probably felt a lot better about it. But like, yeah, it wasn't a great game, but it's probably worth $20. But there were people defending it just was like, oh, you can't compare it with other games that cost the same amount. Why would you do that? You're right, I have no idea. Why? It's like comparing apples and apples. Why would I do that? Alright, speak to Gladys. Really pay that much? Yeah, like... Whereas, like, this game so far, feels worth it. What did you think about the different choices, interconnections between quests? They don't matter, because at the end, there's only 2 things that happen anyway. They don't really matter, and the motivations behind most of the characters aren't really that solid either. So I don't know. I didn't feel invested in any of the characters, aside from maybe Constantine. Constantine was probably the only character in the game that was partially well done as a character. And then his storyline was relatively predictable also. Fair with all DLC, AAA game. It's 2020. How you doing, Stargeese? Petty thievery. Thank you again for the resub star. Alright. Well, I mean, this game doesn't have any DLC yet. It's obviously better than that Greedfall thing.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door.
Poor old woman.
You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient. Or an oven. Just like store-bought.
You're playing through the game too? Sad to come watch. How are you liking it, Star? Excuse me. My throat's starting to get scratchy again. Trying to fight a cold. Phineas sent me, he said you could sell me a nav key to Cellar Bay. Let me see what you've got for sale. Thanks for your time. I'm going to say Phineas sent me, see what she says. She will not. It better, if it got Game of the Year, I would just, you know, I would just go off grid. I would just leave mankind behind. I would live out the rest of my days out in the wilderness. Like, there's no friggin' way. If that does, then the universe, there's, I don't know, there's something going on. I'm in a coma if that happens. Clip it.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
You don't think the faces match the voice? I think it's fine. She's supposed to be an older lady. The way that they do age in this game isn't, like, as far as face goes, like, the reason I can tell is in the character customization, if you put the age all the way up, this is what it looks like. It just adds a few wrinkles on the face, but not giving you. Oh yeah, I know, Ash. There's no way. I was just saying, in some weird case, if that were to happen, I would just go. I would leave. Pay 10,000 bits. What? Chance of a discount since Phineas sent you. Found my bits lacking. No one's ever found my bits lacking. God, I'm so tempted to say this, but I wouldn't say this to some old woman, especially some, like, crime boss almost. Not quite, but, you know, black market leader. Let's ask about this opportunity. Leave for the outer worlds? God, I would. Can I quote that? No, because I'm reading it off of hers. So it's not really me. The option is number 4. No one's ever found my bits lacking, so. We're for 10K.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little
vigilant grunt work.
Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms.
By the way, grunt work, I meant to whisper you today, but with all the work, or yesterday, and the cold going around and stuff, I didn't get a chance to. Grunt work, thank you again for all the bits, by the way, on, speaking of bits, on the previous stream. Much appreciated, as you know. You know, but it was funny. It does sound like something I would say. Well, no qualms here. Let's go, Granny.
Do you know Edna over in engineering?
I do.
Sweet as a pea, that one.
She is.
On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
Say no more. Why was Roseway abandoned?
Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Wonder what kind of haul they left behind.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around.
Say no more.
You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like it.
I have a nose
Here's
for bits.
Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
As he loves art. So do I. I love RPGs too, but you can't deny some of those things. Like the palace being copy and pasted, there being only 5 beasts, the combat being extremely two-dimensional, the other things in the world being copy and pasted, the facial animations not, you know, them going to black screens to do animations that they didn't have time to do or didn't want to do those scenes. I mean, Greedfall's got a lot wrong with it. Rather than an ear for bits, yes. Like, for $50, like I said, if they, I don't know, but there's no way that Greedfall is one of the best RPGs ever. Drink a potion. A bit of poison on my blade, and let's go. A bit of poison on my blade, and let's go. A bit of poison, like, Jesus, game. Leave me alone. We see what you've got for sale.
Won a charming copper kettle off that girl who runs the pub. She's a fierce arm wrestler, but she's no match for your pal Gladys.
Think we might have leveled. What do you got here? Ooh, look at this thing. Inferno Psi. Two-handed melee. Are you bitching it? Rose glasses, view, RPGs. And like I told people, Ash, like when I was playing it, I was like, I hope if you spend the $50 on it, I hope you like the game. I mean, it's my opinion on it. Everyone has an opinion, but in my opinion, looking at it objectively, there is a lot wrong with it. Whoa, that's a lot of DPS on that handgun. It's a lot of money too. Greedfall, that it could be better. Yeah, that's what I was saying too. So that was my big thing too, Pwned. Is like the game, I mean, they would have to do a lot of rewriting, but the game itself was just shy. Like if they added more enemies, more enemy types, more bosses, more mini bosses, spruced up combat. And that's the thing too. One of the arguments that people told me online was they were like, oh, it's just the base game. Don't worry. Spiders will fix those things, or Spiders will add DLC and expansions. They'll add on to the Greedfall world. And there's literally a blog, a developer's blog out there where Spider says, nope, Greedfall is a standalone game. We won't add any new content, no expansions, no Greedfall 2. We're done with Greedfall. So it's like the people online were arguing things that aren't true in order to try to make it seem like, you know, those things were okay. One button for 40 hours, can't get past that. Exactly. YouTube video? Which one? Price set to game. Red Dead? Yeah, right? Like Red Dead. $60. This game, $60. How you doing, Castle? I'm sorry. Pay for Greedfall. Can't imagine why they'd be done Greedfall. But that's why, I was saying, like, people were defending it, saying, like, don't worry, they'll add new content to the game, and Spider's like, whoa, 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 we're not adding any new content to the game, we're done, we're working on other stuff now. But these people...
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me?
What? We can pay. Want to talk about that opportunity you mentioned? No. Okay.
Anytime,
we'll go do it.
Sweetheart. You know where to find
It's kind of
me.
maybe. All right, I'll check it out.
Take a candy with you.
Oh, she is a granny. She gave me a candy. Level 10. Parv and Ellie get a new level 2. Coward targets armor minus 50. When a human cowers, you gain 25% armor. Lie at 40. Scramble duration 7. These are good. Terrified area effects. Yeah, man. The dialogue thing seems so good. Screw it. We have enough damage. I'm gonna put more into these. There we go. There we go. New perk. Did we unlock the next section yet? Not quite. Almost. So one more in this section. I might just give my companions more crit chance. I like that you can do the whole game solo. That's pretty interesting. Combat uses too. Yeah, that is good. Because you're right, a lot of games you have to pick, right? Like, even in like, you know, D&D and stuff, like if you have a limited amount of points and you put it into charisma, you might end up being this weakling that can just talk his way out of most things, but when you get in a combat situation, you're gonna be like, screw talking, cut out my tongue and make me stronger, you know. But yeah, they actually all have combat related perks too in this, which is cool. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and a comment below. You can also subscribe to the channel by clicking this button. It helps out a ton. And after all of that, be sure to check out the next video right up here. Of course, as always, thank you guys for watching.